he does. So let's see. But for now, it's you know, the usual suspects. Branded, one of the most represented decks this weekend, right after Cool Toon.
Yeah, table 1 Francesco Simoncelli, which we previously saw on stream, is currently the only player undefeated in the entire event with 12-0 record. So
yeah, impressive stuff.
Yeah.
He already made it to the World Championship, and I think he's now only one win away from having a second chance.
I mean, I really feel like the deck has always been incredibly consistent over the last few months. It's always been about Cool Toon or Branded. Due to Chaos Origin, I really feel like Cool Toon... We didn't see much of Cool Toon, actually, in between yesterday and today.
And here is a little bit of a difference. Andrea is indeed playing the Mercurier. Not a default choice. Ooh, and we do have the Magna. Look at this synergy here from Andrea. Are drawing the Magnamut, and that way we can trigger the Mercurier. Great stuff. I mean, of course, this means we are gonna give some draws. I believe we have already given 3 draws. But
yeah, it felt like maybe he needed to commit.
Yeah.
A little bit scary, honestly, but you know, here's Andrea's just giving Themis chain links.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's gonna be great. Great field. In terms of non-engine, what are we working with? Do we have some field breakers for Themis? Let's take a look at his deck list as well. We do see this Warsaw.
Plays a lot of entraps.
Oh,
a lot of entraps, which we didn't see.
Yeah, we didn't see,
but
many at
no
all.
Field breakers are only in the side deck.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, if he doesn't find anything and he's just throwing into a lot of entraps at the end, that won't be the ideal. But yet another draw.
Wow.
Wow. Andrea really not scared of giving a lot of draws to Themis.
Oh, this is the one-off copy of the Farah that Andrea is playing. A nice addition. But I think he's not using it. I think he just revealed it and then he's just not going for it. He just revealed it in the...
Now we're gonna use the Fall and the Virtues right away. Debating a bit, it seems, between the Rin Run, checking the graveyard. Yep, we do. And okay. Yeah, we can see that Andrea, again, playing the game for a long time, but maybe not too familiar with playing on stage. And now we are moving to the end phase. Ash Blossom coming from Themis, as you would expect, getting some. And then we are gonna get back Ecclesia and Cartesia. But I believe we stopped the search. And now we are just gonna add something with Magnamut. Let's see what the card of choice. Yeah, makes sense. It's just gonna be the Albion. I mean, the field definitely not so impressive. Oh, and we also see the Grifo. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with that many cards being drawn by Themis, honestly, the Grifo here is helping out him a lot, putting in place the Mind Shuffle, which also gets activated, and then having stopped with Ash Blossom. The Albion, of course, Andrea doesn't have access to the Fallen.
Yeah. There's gonna be a huge difference. Themis also quite prepared for this matchup, doesn't want to waste any time. We are starting to see at the top tables, you know, players taking a lot. There have been a couple of double losses which can change the map for who makes it to the top cut, and that's definitely what they want to avoid the most. And this is one of the matchups, I guess, anytime Branded is involved, that really makes you know, playing with the clock crucial. If the situation gets too complicated, too narrow, it's a really good skill to understand when to pick up your deck. But for now, we are still quite early into the round, and Themis is on a lot of cards thanks to the Purulia, and can now try to have a go at cracking this field.
Well, the thing is that Andrea played under Purulia regardless, which, you know, led to a field which is fine. Not, of course, the greatest, but it's fine. But, you know, it really also depends on what Themis picked up, because essentially here it's... okay, there's the Black Chaos coming onto the field, and this is already something that is going to put a lot of pressure to Andrea.
Yeah, pretty sure he's familiar with the car, but just don't want to leave anything to chance. A lot of cards in the end from Andrea as well. And we are activating the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon, it seems. Yep. No response from Themis. So we get back our Spring Guns kit. It's gonna be tricky to navigate this, but as we can see here, the Quem, which was a crucial piece of interaction, is now dealt with. Now we add back the ritual spell. So, Andrea, maybe, you know, not too familiar with this matchup. I had a brief talk before the round, and what he told me was, as long as I avoid Light and Darkness Ritual, I'm happy. And yeah, as you can see, he's now looking up in the air, trying to think about what he can do, and
I think it's the toughest matchup for the Branded deck, because that's the same thing that Francesco Simoncelli also told us. It's I really feel like it's, if you can do it with Branded, it's just along the line. You just go maybe close to time as well. Yeah, it's difficult. It's very difficult just because of the amount of resources that the deck has, and sometimes it just can be too much. And here also
this a bit of a, you know, misstep from Andrea. on the positioning, not playing around the anima. You really have to pay attention to the smallest details when it comes to this point. And this is where we are gonna force out action from the Italian player. Using this Rindbram. Themis is gonna use an impulse. All right. Yeah, that's big. We take away this War Soul, Synchro, and we can now activate our first ritual spell of the match, taking it back right away.
Look at this.
Of course, Themis bringing the extended art.
Oh, and there's also
version.
the wanted. Yeah, Themis deck is just a dream deck, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Everything, you know, very, very shiny, we could say. And here comes the last part of the deck, because he is also using some Xaminas cards, just like we saw with Yugioh, Mandri. It seems like this version of the deck is having a lot of success, really, you know, pushing this additional combo lines.
Here also using once again the Archfiend from the graveyard to bring him back onto the field, and then putting some card back is just getting way too much.
Such an impressive turn, and it doesn't seem like there will be much of a chance for Andrea in this one after all. Decided to play through Purulia, and I guess he got punished for it. Here a bit of a decision from Themis on what to link with, but we have mentioned it. The difference with this build is that you can link climb very easily, and here comes the Spark. Nice surprise from Andrea. We thought he didn't have any interactions at all, but he was actually waiting to get a chance.
Yeah, it seemed as though Themis was just, you know, just moves away from getting this game won, I feel like.
I think he... Yeah, he was just going in a bit of an autopilot mode, assuming that there were no more responses, and we have seen now the deck can access, you know, access code talker to repeat, and close the game like that. At this moment, we still represent a lot of damage, regardless, so we might not need it. So, having a go once again. Oof. Yes, we do commit fully to this link. It's just gonna be the transcode, or what are we going for here? Yeah, it is indeed.
Yeah. The protect code talker.
Doing some math. Now going, weirdly enough, for the draw. Would have liked to see that maybe before. But yeah, with this, we can bring out Ilya Silvia and then use it right away for the access Scott Talker, and that does it. Andrea knows it very well, and game one goes to Themis. It seems like it was just missing, you know, one piece after the spark caught him off guard, but, you know, very well played by Themis. What can you say? That Purulia gave him the additional cards that were needed to just completely break this without any non-engine.
No, I mean, I feel like Andrea took the decision of committing. You know, it just gave Themis few draws which, you know, were impactful, and at the end of the day there was also the grief of being activated, putting on the lineman shuffle, and I think it was just way too much. Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that the deck is performing so well. Then it will be very interesting to see, you know, also why players are relying either on Light and Darkness Ritual as a mina or branded. But it was a very good showcase from Themis. It's just, you know, we mentioned it before, has always been very successful player throughout the years, always playing, you know. And then here it will be interesting to see how Andrea is going to approach this, because he told us he was afraid of this matchup.
Definitely so.
And let's see if he can put things to 1-1.
I mean, he does have some interesting cards in the side deck. Of course, the Diabel Z, which is, again, this sort of anti-spell fragrance card. Notably, you know, Mistaken Arrest is also quite popular going first. But overall, you know, you just try to play your game and set up a few spell and traps in the back to protect it. But as you also touched on, although Themis in the main deck is focusing on end traps and has a lot of Mulcharmis, in the side deck is almost exclusively siding field breakers. So this won't be easy for Andrea. And game one, I feel like, was really the important one once you win the die roll to keep your hopes alive. But regardless, these two are amazing duelists, currently sitting on a 10-2 impressive record. Let's find out who can keep this streak alive and who can have a chance at going to the World Championship. Let's go back to the table. Here we are once again. Let's see if Purulia is... There it is, once more Purulia for Themis. But let's see if this changes the way that Andrea plays after committing heavily into the card in game one.
Yeah, the thing is that in game one, it really gave Themis too many draws, and if this is going to be the case once again, Andrea may be in trouble. Yeah, Purulia, very, very powerful hand trap here in this case. Let's see how Andrea started things off in this game too.
And yeah, we're going to give at least one draw here with the White Dragon. Understandable. Oh, and we do follow it up with the Ice Spirit. Setting up the graveyard really, really well. Albion, Shadow Dragon. Gonna give an important draw to Andrea. at this point, engine-wise, we are in a really good spot. So we really try to find those cards. Mistaken arrest, Solemn's to slow Themis. Was it the Solemn?
It's a trap.
I think Solemn Accusation,
Yeah.
maybe. So it did pick up one of those cards. And this resolves, so this is also pretty big. Let's see whether it's Quem or Aluber that we go for. It is Aluber. Is it gonna resolve? It does. So this could be the first branded fusion. We have a lot of outs. We have Impulse and Ash.
Oh,
no,
does
it
resolve.
does resolve. Great news.
Great news from Andrea from a situation where Polulek would have been impactful. And
Yeah, and the good thing about the play from Andrea, where he activated the White Dragon and then chained the Ice Spirits, is that he didn't give the draw for the Purulia. So right now we are still denying Themis from this, and here we see the Diabel Z that I was talking about. I mean, really good stuff. Solemn Accusation, it seems, at least I'm pretty sure that was the card that he picked up. Plus, here, access to Diabel Z if he wants.
just considering his options now and going for the Mirror Jade.
Mirror Jade. Make an appearance. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. But we have a lot of interactions, as always, with the branded deck during the end phase.
Yeah, it's gonna resolve here, going for the Quem.
Yeah, Quem's such a good card. Sending the Ecclesia, which we can get back. And now we can use the Fallen and the Virtuous, accessing this super important card in the Diabel Z, because differently from Anti-Spell Fragrance, since it's already set up, it makes quick spells completely useless. You cannot use them at all. And on top of that, if Themis is to set one of his spells, there is a chance to snipe it off, because you can destroy one of them.
And
so
this is far better from game one.
Yeah,
sure.
this is a
far
great opener, and I already see Wanted. And this is gonna be a bit of a mind game, because as you can see, Andrea's thinking, because if you know that they're gonna destroy one of them, you know, it's a mind game. Do we set a useless one
and then
the really good one, or do we do the opposite? So let's see. Andrea's thinking. And we do not go for it.
What does Andrea have?
And yeah, it is the Solemn Accusation indeed, which is, interestingly enough, depending on which effect he goes for, yes, gonna shut it down for the rest of this match, most likely.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. You just get rid of it and don't think about it anymore.
And now let's see, because I'm pretty sure there is a Wanted, which is not, you know, functionable at the moment. And do we have a way to play the game? This seems really tough with the Mirror Jade plus Quem. And yeah, now I do totally agree with this. We did. And wow, Andrea with the read, not using it on the first set, but on the second, which was the Arpis Fed Duster. And I think, is it a second accusation set?
Is it?
I'm not sure, but I mean, we will find out. For now, it's Themis who will try and play the game once more. Getting access to the Light and Darkness tree tool. Now Andrea again reading the card. Doesn't want to make a mistake at this stage. we're about half the way there in terms of time. And yeah, I think it is a second accusation.
Yeah. I think Andrea as well just wants to make sure of solemn accusation text and not make any mistake.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to understand if he can do that. The card is not once per turn, so he will be able to shut down the Yugioh. But you can only use it on the activation, I believe, not on the effect.
Yeah.
So now we have to set, we're gonna use it, and here comes the second solemn accusation from Andrea. And yeah, also Themis checking that it's not once per turn, and it is not.
Yeah, just needed to be sure about that.
Yeah, and we are paying only 1,500, it seems, this time around.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, regardless, you know, I guess he just doesn't want to take a risk of losing for damage. Getting rid of it is important, I would say. But regardless, for the rest of this turn, we cannot use it. So I guess Andrea is thinking I will win next turn if this is all that happens. But for now, we are gonna continue threatening to deal with some of the important graveyard and especially the Albat's names. Okay, then there is a final change. We deal with the regular Fallen of Albas, and that is extremely relevant because of Quem. And now we try and attack. I guess this seems like an easy decision given the importance of the Diabel Z. But in his mind, Andrea is like, yeah, he does go for it. And that is important because we do know that there is indeed the wanted. This resolves, and yes, Themis has seen enough. There is no reason to waste any more time because 21 minutes remain. So that means we are gonna see a game 3, and rightfully so. I mean, we had seen it from the get-go. The opener was much better than the one in game 1, mostly because of help from the side deck with those solemn accusations.
I mean, the opener was far better. There was the High Spirits paired up with the Fallen of the White Dragon for sure that helped Andrea out, and then of course the double copy of Solemn Accusation, which was huge, honestly, on the Azamin, and then of course on the Light and Darkness Ritual spell. I'm also thinking this is what Andrea needed to win a game, because Themis really tried his best.
I think it's a good showcase of why he considered this a bad matchup. He really needed that help from the side deck, and you know, still Themis could have a close one, but now is, you know, where he will be a bit of afraid of this deck going first, because we have seen the Azamina's package, so we know that Themis can also search out cards with these incredible Firewall combo. When it comes to the side deck, I guess there are some tools from Andrea to try and fight back when going second. Let's see, because he has a lot of options. A card that is definitely interesting in there is Santa Claus. You know, we have seen a lot of these sort of effects between Lava Golem and Sphere, but he is relying, of course, given the importance of the normal summon, on the Santa Claus, and we'll see whether he will bring that in for this matchup. On the other hand, what do you think Themis is going to do with his side deck?
I mean, Themis is going first, so it's, I mean, in general, I really, if I like the deck, it's consistent. He has a lot of different, you know, starters. Well, for side deck, Themis has a lot of going second cards. Going
Yeah.
first, I think he will bring in the Celtic Mystic, which I think is a nice addition to the deck for sure. And Pothos Lord, honestly,
Yeah, no, going first. Definitely
doesn't
not.
make sense.
So yeah, probably just that. I guess talent is always a card you bring in, but you know, already the call buy is in the deck. So I think, as you've mentioned, he is the one playing the heavy combo deck, or at least in his version. Regardless, good luck to both. About 20 minutes, 90 minutes remain. Let's see who will advance with the next two score.
Here we are.
Grifo.
Themis starting things off pretty strong with the Grifo, putting Mind Shuffle onto the field. Archwing is going to be sent to the graveyard. Then the Ritual Spell as well. Pretty solid stuff from Themis. Getting, I think, the Black Luster Soldier. Is Andrea thinking? No.
No, I think Andrea is outside of the Mulch armies. Andrea is mainly on field breakers. So again, the trend should be that he waits for his own turn to have some action. Oh, and we do have a Fuva. Do we have any response from Themis? This is huge. We've mentioned it in the match with Yugioh, man, that this version of the deck, although it's more explosive, it opens you up to Fuvalos. Definitely way more, because the entire line of the Firewall Dragon does not work, and this will not work for Themis here, because he does not have the out to the Fuvalos. And this is great news for Andrea. So, as mentioned, Themis needs to find a good way to play around the Mulch army. Right now, having access to both his extended art cards. And now he's gonna give the first draw to Andrea.
Let's also keep in mind that, you know, of course, there's 15 minutes remaining on the round, but it's something that, you know, we gotta be careful of. And as we mentioned at the very beginning of the match, if it's true that for Branded this is a very tough matchup, it's also true that, you know, those few matches usually are winnable only when time is approaching, just because it takes a lot of time for the deck to deal with all the different disruptions. And regardless of the Fuvalos, I really feel like Themis is putting in the work. Two fresh draws from Themis.
Yeah, this, if it wasn't for Fualos, would have been really a dream opener. But I mean, it's definitely not the first and most likely not the last Fualos that Themis has faced, and going all the way on to round 13, still with a chance to make it to the top cut. Calls for a plan to play around the most popular Anthrop of the tournament in the main. And yeah, that is it. So it's gonna be a pass. We cannot commit. And here comes the question, do we see the side deck field breakers from Andrea? There are a lot of them, but I think it's quite the heavy monster hand from what I've seen. Let's see. I see a spell, but I think it's only one. Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of monsters. And oh, here comes the card we were talking about. Santa Claus. I mean, the OG Kaiju, we could say.
Yeah, it definitely deals with the Black Chaos. Let's see now, Andrea, how we can pair this one up.
Ooh, Quem. Art drawn. Not too ideal, but it can work. Yeah, and here you see why the choice of that card rather than Lava Golem or Sphere mode. Normal summon being crucial to Andrea. And the card of choice is the Cartesia, but we do have the ideal opener with the Fallen of the White Dragon. Sending Titanic Lot. And now that will allow Andrea to also use the Quem to revive the Cartesia.
Themis here is going for the Mind Shuffle in chain.
Yeah, into Black Chaos. Then gets rid of the Black Witch. So as mentioned, we can go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and Themis. Considering his options, we have seen a previous game in which Themis broke the field just through engine, and now Andres trying to do the same.
It's very nice interaction here from Themis, bringing up to the field the Double-Star and putting onto the graveyard the Archfiend.
Yeah.
So we'll also have access to that if needed.
But as you've mentioned, about 11 minutes remain. And let's see. Gotta set a wanted, just more follow-up for later on. Let's see. 10 minutes. Are not enough to maybe reach the natural conclusion of this game, but they're gonna try their best to make it so. And here comes one of the side deck options, as we can see on screen, these Adzamin Adaptors.
Pretty nice addition here to Themis deck, something that you don't really see often, but also here comes the Black Cluster Soldier. And look at this, it's
yeah, it's gonna be the Cartesia chained from Andrea.
Black Cluster Soldier is going to be activated on the Albion.
But that's banished. Oh, and we banish the Titanic Lad as well, giving up on the end phase effect in order to play further, and we have discarded, so we have drawn into both Quem and the Springans Keith. That's gonna be a good discard, allowing us to summon back something. It's gonna be tricky. Lot of moves available. And yeah, seems like we decided to negate the Lubellion. And now the Springans Keith is gonna bring back the Ecclesia.
And the Celtic here is going to be summoned. That's good.
That's really good. Also to find some possible end traps, and the entire end is revealed from Themis, throwing 3 fresh cards. I think that's a drawn and lock birdie in the end from Andrea. Definitely quite late to the party. Now that he has a full end of cards. I believe there are 6 end in the end from Themis at the moment. So the follow-up is looking incredible. Here comes, as we have seen plenty of time again, this new Swarso. Let's see which of these two amazing players from the Mediterranean communities, Italy against Greece, it's gonna make it. 7 minutes remain, but now we're gonna freeze the timer just because there has been a question about text and just clarifying, you know, some translation, some language issues, and then play is gonna resume. We are gonna see if time hopefully will be available and enough to finish up this match. And yeah, here the question is, as I'm gonna bring it up for you guys on screen, the lock for the Lubellion, because it does lock you into fusions, but the effect has been negated, and so this is what they are discussing, because that means that you wouldn't be able to go for a synchro. But that is the case since the card was negated. We are now free to continue, and time is unlocked.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is going to be very hard.
7 minutes are rough. I hope we don't get that result of you know, one of the players pretty much, you know, having to choose whether to just go for the double loss or I don't know, out of sportsmanship, if that's what we want to say, conceding. I definitely wouldn't like to be in that position myself. So let's see if it becomes clear that one of them would be winning or has enough time to close this one out. Because again, for how good of an attempt Andrea is having, if he doesn't win this turn, which seems quite difficult, Themis will be playing back with 7 cards next turn.
Oh, there's the impulse that has been drawn by Themis.
Wow.
Let's see if now Andrea, he has our as a way to continue. Because we know the draw and lock and another card, right?
Yeah, draw land. Is it Cartesia? And yeah, I think we just move on to the battle phase. Attack over. And yeah, it is the Cartesia. And unfortunately, we had to banish the Titanic Lad. We don't have an Albion. And so that means our effects in the end phase are pretty much just limited to getting our monsters back, which means 5 minutes for Themis to fight back. And he has a lot of extremely good cards to do so. The face down is the Wanted that was set by the Witch. And we start things off with the Grifo, which rightfully so, Themis plays around the draw. He doesn't really want to get the last mind shuffle before getting the draw from the Santa Claus.
Oh, and there's also the Domino Spark here being picked up by Themis. Yeah. Oh, they're just going to check if how that works.
Yeah, because Impulse locks, you know, and so Santa Claus being a line monster. It's all up because the text, if someone is way once during the end phase, yeah, if it triggers during the end phase, then that's not a possibility.
And yet now play is resumed, and the Black Chaos comes onto the field.
It's gonna be rough. I think it's what we were talking about. 3.5 minutes remain. Andrea not exactly in the position to make this work, but on the other hand, he's the one who has the possibility of going for it. We are not sure what's gonna happen. Hopefully we get a winner out of these two amazing duelists, really giving it their best. Let's see if this Fallen of Albats will resolve.
Yeah, getting rid of Themis monsters, and here just the Black Chaos is left onto the field, brings the Dogma.
Wow.
We kind of knew it.
Yeah, of course, we've mentioned it. I mean, whenever Branded is in the picture, I mean, it's not just, of course, Branded, but, you know, Branded is known for being a deck that grinds it out, doesn't really have those flashy openings, except when it goes first with the Diabell Z, maybe, of winning in one turn. And so that means that also due to the nature of not playing end traps, you let your opponent play, and that takes away a lot of minutes. So it's not often that we get these photo finish endings from Branded. We see the Drago's Tapelia from Andrea. playing so fast.
And yeah, here now, Themis chained the Mind Shuffle to Dragostapele's effect so that the Black Chaos can effectively banish two of Andrea's monsters.
And yeah, what an ending. Only 50 seconds remain. Oh, wow. This is incredible, but now we are gonna freeze the time. Just to ask back, they are not allowed to continue playing in this moment because of these Mixosia materials. They're trying to go back to when it was made. And I think that is probably it. Yeah, I think they just now realized that the game is over for Themis because, as mentioned, the judges informed them that the Mixosia was made using two spellcasters, and rather than going back and fixing it, a bit of an act of sportsmanship from Andrea, who was like, oh wait, yes, I did do that, it's fine, I'm just gonna give it to you. Anyways, there would have been 40 seconds remaining, so definitely not something for everybody, and you gotta give credit to both in the end. Maybe not the exact ending anyone hoped for, but we do have a winner, and that is Themis. So best of luck to him that now has only 2 rounds remaining. So, or just a couple of more.
I mean, the deck is powerful, is super consistent. I think it's the deck of the weekend for sure. We have seen in action a lot of times this weekend, either with Branded or either with Azamina cards. I really feel like overall, we mentioned this also at the beginning of the match, the specific matchup against Branded, it's very, very difficult. It's just, it takes a lot of time, and, sometimes it just gets along the line of the last few remaining seconds. And on the other hand, Andrea, I mean, I think he survived as longer as he could, and just trying to understand how he could,